Welcome to Aligned Expressions, the podcast where we explore holistic wellness, mindful living, and the many pathways to healing the body, mind, and spirit. I am your host, Sherry Stein, yoga therapist, certified aromatherapist, wellness educator, author, and founder of Aligned Expressions. Through my work, I help individuals discover practical and meaningful ways to reduce stress, cultivate resilience, reconnect with themselves, and create lives that are more balanced and aligned. Whether it's through yin yoga, yoga therapy, restorative practices, aromatherapy, Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, or mindful self-care rituals. My mission is to support your journey towards greater well-being and inner peace. Before we begin today's conversation, I'd love to share a special gift with you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, burned out, stressed, anxious, or simply in need of a moment to pause and reconnect, I've created a free resource just for you. It is called the Rest and Reset Toolkit. It is designed to help you find your inner peace through simple, proven restorative yoga shapes, therapeutic aroma practices, and non-judgment awareness techniques that help you reconnect with your body during times of stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. You can download your free copy today by visiting my website, www.sbwaligned.com. And while you're there, don't forget to check out my latest books, Aligned with the Stars and In Color and Scent I Settle. Throughout this month, both books are available at 20% off the listed price on Amazon, making it a wonderful opportunity to explore connections between wellness, self-discovery, color, aroma, and personal transformation. Now let's turn to today's inspiring guest. I am delighted to welcome Dr. Michelle Hammond, a true wellness extraordinaire and founder of Mama's Healing for You. Dr. Hammond is passionate about helping individuals achieve optimal well-being through a variety of holistic healing modalities. Her services include red light therapy, birth doula support, and other integrative wellness treatments designed to rejuvenate both the mind and body. Whether someone is seeking relaxation, restoration, natural healing support, or beauty enhancement, Dr. Hammond provides personalized care that places health, wellness, and empowerment at the center of the healing journey. She is also the author of several wellness-focused books dedicated to helping others live healthier and more vibrant lives. Today, we'll be exploring the fascinating world of red light therapy, what it is, how it works, the science behind it, and the many ways it may support healing, recovery, skin health, energy, and overall wellness. So settle in, take a deep breath, and join us for what promises to be an enlightening and empowering conversation. This is Aligned Expressions, where wellness, wisdom, and healing truly come together. Thank you, my listener, for popping in for another episode of Aligned Expressions. And today we have Dr. Michelle Hammond. Dr. Hammond, how are you doing today?
I am just lovely and thank you for having me.
Yes, I am just so excited to talk about this topic. It's been trending for a while, and I'm sure my listener is really interested in learning more about red light therapy. But first, let's just talk about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into red light therapy and the services you provide.
Okay, so Sherry, you'll be here all day, but I know we got you'll be here all day. But as you said, there's a lot of modalities, especially the non-invasive modalities that I've gotten into. Actually, it started with me around about 2008. If that's where I started with aromatherapy. And
Mm,
I did a little dab, a little deeper. I went into PMF, which is pulse electromagnetic therapy, frequencies, learning about frequencies. Then I went from there, another journey. Anything that's non-invasive, I try to get myself, more learning about this. So to
hmm
boost out into a practice,
hmm
as a holistic provider, I went deeper into, learning about different frequencies. So again, when I talk about red light therapy, I actually just added this on maybe like 2.5 years ago. And the reason why I added it on because, there's this anti-aging craze that's
hmm
going on. But as I did some more research, I found out because one of my other modalities, I do the mindfulness and, with the sound and like again, it's all about frequencies. And I'm very in tune about how things work in your cells because again, when I talk about trauma, so we can restore things through red light therapy that can actually help us live a whole and effective life. So there's a clinical side and there's a holistic side. And I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
All right. And you mentioned sound. So you do sound therapy?
Yes, I do the sound bath. I do sound baths. I teach people about workshops about frequencies, all about the stress management, and that's where I really delve deep into with the stress management because a lot of people need to understand that different frequencies can work in different ways.
Awesome. All right. So let's get dive into this red therapy with just a little bit of foundational understanding. So, for our listeners who may be new to red light therapy, how would you describe this therapy in a simple, approachable way? And what's actually happening in the body when someone is undergoing this kind of therapy?
Okay, so one, the main thing is red light therapy is again, is safe. It's non-invasive
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like a calming light. It's just like red. Here maybe in the past couple of years, you've been hearing a lot about the LED lights and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. So one of the things is again it penetrates. You can be clothed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do want to laugh. Yesterday, I was at the HPSA Baltimore convention doing this for sterile processing people from all over the world.
Okay.
So they were saying red light was being offered. So one lady came in and said, "This is not red light." And she said, "I gotta take my clothes off." I said, "No, you went into a red light sauna. So it's the same thing, but you were in a sauna to take your clothes off. So it's still the same thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's about the light that penetrates your skin and it helps to produce either more energy, but it also is a lot of things that make the body repaired, rejuvenate, healing tissue. It's a different lot of mechanisms that can happen with the improving skin health, which you see people with infrared light masks, which a lot of people do for anti-aging.
Oh, okay. So, what about someone who may have maybe some sort of chronic illness? Okay, maybe if they have cancer or if they have diabetes or some sort of, I guess, imbalance in the body. Does red light help with that, or would you recommend that for someone who may have some sort of chronic illness or even Alzheimer's? If you're looking at neurological conditions as well.
So again, just to put that out there, any type of typical thing that you're going to use as an intervention, please talk with your health provider.
Hmm.
I do know that with cancer, we leave a lot of things with the cells, right?
Yeah.
So one of the thing is when we're talking about the mitochondria, which is, your powerhouse of your cells. So
Hmm.
one of these things is it can help if someone who has cancer, it can help actually regenerate the cells. Um,
Hmm.
because of the light production, which is of the ATP, it can actually be an energy to your cells and make it function and repair. So with the ATP, excuse me, production it increases it, and the body can heal more efficiently,
Hmm.
reduce the oxidative stress that's in the cells, and improve circulation. Now, for someone who has diabetes, um, some people have neuropathy. It might can help with the pain, pain relief, muscle recovery. And we know sometimes that people who have diabetes also have a lot of inflammation. So it can actually help with reduction of inflammation as well.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's amazing. So, can you just describe the process of an actual session? So, if I'm coming to you, now I have had this done, my listener, so I just want you to know that. But for someone that hasn't hasn't had any this done, tell me like what's the process? Does somebody just walk in and just walk us through what you do?
So, one, when they come through, I always ask them, have you had red light before? There's also an assessment to go through, like, have they had any chronic pain? I want to like target those areas. So, we go through a whole assessment. Of course, I ask them. And then for those who are skeptical, I always say, well, it's non-invasive. It won't hurt you. Just try it. Like yesterday, I had some people who were on the sidelines looking, and they were like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Things that are new, especially in our culture and our
Yeah.
African American
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
we tend to not approach things because we'll be standoffish. But then what happened was when the person seen her coworkers enjoying it, relaxing it, then she came along with it. So, that's the type of approach that I take with them, with it, to help them right along.
Hmm. So then the person sits down or lays down during this process.
So it's their choice, but for in my session, they can either lay down,
Hmm.
I have a gravity chair,
Hmm.
or they can just sit straight in a chair. But I try to make them more comfortable because even I just don't just do the red light too. I also do some aroma point pressure. I do the hands,
Hmm.
and if they tell me they have something on their they have like some back pain or whatever else, I actually help tap on their necks and stuff, not below the neck, but some areas again using open those meridians, just doing some aroma pressure. And just like yesterday, one lady was like, I got this tension in my back. I said, well, sit here for a minute, sit underneath for this red light, and then I targeted more to that red light to her back area. And I mean, she was there for like 15 minutes. And then she was like, oh my God, I feel so better. This is weird. I was like, that's the first thing people say. Well, this is weird. No, this is your cells repairing their cells because of, again, it's because it gives produce energy for you to recharge. So just look at the red light, red recharge. Look at that.
Wow. So what is it about that light that creates change in the cells of the body? Is there something specific about the type of light it is, or is it I'm just curious. And so that's the first question. My second question is, when I think about red light therapy, I feel like the room is dark and all you can see is this red light that's, coming through my body. It's not using a wand or anything. It's just this light that's just projected on you.
Hmm.
So just, you know, I'm just curious about that.
So again, it is the red light again, it talks it's wavelengths of red and near infrared light. So when you're looking at that, it actually helps with the promotion. Again, this is a healing, natural healing process. So again, remember I said recharge. So it's giving your cells what it needs. The light penetrates through your skin and it reaches the cells, helping them to produce more energy. That means the oxidation of it, all of that. With that, is cellular energy allows your body to repair, right? Again, we're talking about regeneration, functioning more efficiently, and whether if it's healing tissue or you want to look at it as your skin improving, because again, there's things for hair loss as well.
Mhm.
Again, it's still a safe and a relaxation. Again, this light, again, is the ATP. It's the energy where your cells use to function. That's what happens with that.
Okay, and you do that, so you can do that session whether there's other lights on in a space or if lights are off, right? Or
I use it with lights off. So, like yesterday, I was in a big conference room, right?
mm-hmm,
So, a big conference room.
mm-hmm,
I turned off the lights where the lights were at. Now it's just like when you're in a sauna. So
mm-hmm,
there's like a sauna infrared. It's bright light, but most of the time it's dark light.
mm-hmm. Okay, all right. And that's supposed to help the red light do what it's supposed to do if it's not
Right.
competing with
Again,
other
it's
light in the space.
right. And remember that this is energy, it's vibrational, and we all part of water most of the time. So in essence, like we said, the red light therapy is physically what is just like with sound healing. Remember, I talk about frequencies
Yeah,
and healing. It's a part of an energy work. People don't look at it like that, but it's part of energy work because you're restoring balance, you're doing flow, and you're giving vitality.
okay. So it's, for my audience, it's very much a vibrational medicine therapy, so to speak. Sound
So to
therapy
speak.
goes in there. Sound
Yep.
therapy is vibrational. Aromatherapy is vibrational,
Mm-hmm.
and color therapy. And
Mm-hmm.
my listeners know a little bit about color therapy because of the work that I used to do as an interior designer and the new journal that came out about looking at the colors and aromatherapy and essential oils. So this is really interesting. I'm really amazed. So if you're thinking about it for, the type of person that may go for this. Who is it for and not for? So, is red light therapy appropriate for everyone? Are there specific conditions, populations, or situations where someone should be cautious or avoid it altogether?
So again, I have to be very clear when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
If any type of modality that you want to try, so you seek out with your pro healthcare provider. Um, but I would say physical people who have physical ailments, people who have emotional ailments, or beyond. Like again, I do a lot of mindfulness practices, stress.
Mm-hmm.
One of the major things is people are stressed in this day and time. They don't know how to relax. And we know you
Mm-hmm.
know how to do that very well. Um, so physically, red light can support in the physical realm like if you have someone who constantly, or you torn something, or you've had knee surgery, or it is pain relief, muscle recovery. Again, as I said, people who have a lot of inflammation, which is arthritis, too, of it too,
Hmm.
that can help with that. Your skin tone, you see a lot of collagen production. It can help the cells repair more collagen in your skin repair. You notice a lot of the movie stars buy those masks and stuff like that too as well. So that can also help. And faster healing of tissue. Like for instance, if you cut your finger or something, and you take a couple sessions underneath of that, it can actually help with the healing process of your finger. Um, you know. Now beyond the physical, as I said, stress, calming effect, your nervous system. Yes, nervous system regulation using red light can help reduce your stress, improve your mood. It can uplift your mood, and then it just can give you that sense of grounding and relaxation. It's a reset. There's some R's in the red light, right? Recharge, reset. Those, so that's what. And then that's your when you reset, and if your body knows, feels this, you're gonna be safe and supported, and it also allows your mind, the spirit, to soften as well. For instance, I've had some. I when I do it at a community-based organization on Tuesdays, I offer this for free to the community, different various ages. They were like, they the first thing they come in, oh my God, I missed this one. I don't get this the week. I'm just so tired. And they sit there, I give 15-minute sessions. They sit there, and sometimes I let them go over to 30. They'll sit there and be like, I really needed this, because then I've set the atmosphere. I also do the aromatherapy while they're you're just not getting the red light again, as I said. And then I also have certain frequencies playing, sound baths, or I have a digital sound bath or something that's going on. The room is set with the lighting. They have masks. I do have masks, and there's special eyewear that you do need to wear for that as well.
So I'm really curious about the use of aromatherapy. Obviously, I'm a aromatherapist. Interested in the use of that. Now, I'm aroma point therapy, which is an acupressure and
Hmm.
essential oil modality. So I'm just curious, like, do you choose a particular oil to work with, or is it somehow resonating with the energy of the color therapy of red? I'm just curious how you
So
work
what
with
I
that.
do, because again, my features of using red light. Now, if they tell me they have pain, I have a magnesium type of oil
Hmm.
that I use certain, the pain, the oils for pain that
Right.
I will produce. Like if they're saying their hand, one lady said she had her finger. So then I do the aroma point pressure on her
Hmm.
finger. If someone wants this calm and relaxation, I'll dab a little bit of um, lavender in their hands, and before they get into sessions they throw their mask on, and I tell them to take it and just sniff on
Smells.
it for a
Hmm.
couple, yeah, sniff on a couple of minutes, and then I'll start the music, and then they'll sit there. Some people, a lot of times, some people go to sleep because of that meditative realm that I set and create for them.
Mm, interesting. And so they generally will accept whatever oil you
Mm-hmm.
use in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great.
Sometimes I bring like chamomile, and I have a cotton ball, and I put it on their wrist. They can smell it do it that way. I mean, I have like peppermint, but most of the times it's the lavender,
Hmm.
peppermint that I really use, or bergamot. Somebody tell me they had some pain, some bergamot, something like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Awesome. So how can we integrate this kind of therapy as a daily, ritual or maybe once a week? And particularly for someone who's curious but unsure where to begin. How can they use red light therapy to be, gentle, realistic, self-care tool? Would they need to find someone who does that in their community, or could they do it on themselves? Just curious.
So there are portable ones, and I actually sometimes with some of my clients, while they're under the big lights that I have, like the spider lamps, because I can do like four people at a time, right?
Hmm.
And they'll say, well, my hand been hurting here, so I'll give them a little portable one. Or they'll say, and sometimes they're like, well, where do you get this from? So me, I'm not a gatekeeper.
Right.
If I'm not the gatekeeper, I will share the information and I'll tell them, Amazon got them. You can go get them. You get it around your back. You can do, all sorts of things with it. But you want to know, you want to be, if you're doing this, you want to be trained, right? So I would say to them, you know, if I don't mind helping, but
Hmm.
here's what I want to encourage people to think about it: how to start this process. Um, 10 to 15 minutes. If you are a person who groggy in the mornings, or you just don't feel like this is not a good day, it can actually, again, remember, physically realm, mind, it can actually uplift you, right? Energize your body. Because again, we've been laying down all night. You need something to boost you up, right?
Yeah.
Now, for the evening, if you had this hectic day of work, you want to settle down, mind is study racing. This would be a support your relaxation at nighttime, right before bed. Um, but also there's, like I said, I pair these things. You can do the red light, but you want to pair things so you can listen to a meditation script, a guided meditation. You can listen to soft music, or you can do breath work. So this is how you would integrate. As I say in my practice, I often combine it with, like I said, aromatherapy, sound healing to create a full mind body experience. Because again, it's all about the vibration. So again, it is regeneration and it is reflection on it as well, and a refresher and a recharge.
All right. So, do you do any trainings for those who are interested in learning how to do it?
Wow, you just done gave me, don't give me nothing else to come up with a curriculum for.
I thought
I've
maybe you
never
already
thought
did
about
have
that.
one. I thought you
I
already had.
should have one, right? I should have one, but thank you. That'll be something else to put on my to-do list. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh,
I'll receive that. I'll
okay. All
receive
right.
that.
Well, I'm good for that. I put in a lot of ideas. I'm the idea generator. But so one of the last questions I have before we close out is: are there any misconceptions about this kind of work? There's a lot of information out there, particularly wellness information, different things that you and I both do, and was just curious if there was any common misconceptions about this therapy that maybe you want to clear up, or you want my listeners to truly understand before they explore it themselves.
So there are two things that I want to say is that one of the misconceptions, and I know that like a lot, like I said, as you look, you notice you see a lot of these entertainers walking around with these masks on, that it's only just a beauty trend, right? But it's not. That's not, not saying now it does support skin health.
Hmm.
And but its benefits go more deeper than just skin health,
Hmm.
it's a cellular wellness tool. That's what I want people to understand. It's your cellular tool. It is the cellular wellness tool. And everything is made up in our cells, right? Even all our trauma can be held in our cells. What we eat badly can be held up in our cells. And then the other concept is that, oh, I got to do this every day. 7 days out the week. No, in reality, overuse
Yeah,
doesn't accelerate the results. Remember, your body responds to what's best, and it's with the BCE concept, right? I want you listeners to take note of that. The BC, how your body responds best, is because it's the balance. You're consistent, but with not a lot of exposure.
got it.
And then some people believe that it's an instant fix. Now, let me say, I will tell my clients because some people some people come to, she said, I felt recharged when I left. Again, it was supposed to make me sleep, but she felt recharged. So
Mm,
there's a difference too. Then again, did she really take in a whole concept of the promotion of it, right? She told, because here's the thing, the example, she told me she was there for pain, but then I gave her the treatment because I gave her I put it on the knee where the pain was, but then she said she got recharged. Well, again, that's some cellular pain because again, it's taking away your pain, but then again, you want to feel this immediate relief, but it won't, it's just, you have to support the red light. It's a powerful support with that journey, which you have. And then lastly, red light therapy is not here to replace your wellness practices. It's just here to enhance it. Again, it's a whole mind, body, and soul mechanism. Um, again, when you combine it with your intentional living, self awareness, and your holistic care, it can be a powerful thing to use and it can help you align all over in your mind, body, and soul.
mm,
Mhm.
right. And we are aligned expressions. So I appreciate that alignment reference.
See
So
how we bounce off of each other like
yes,
that?
we
See, look
do.
at that.
So tell me, what else do you have coming up in the next 6 months? This is probably going to air in May, June time frame. What's happening
Oh,
in
goodness.
your world?
So, there are several things that I work on. Again, one of the things is I do retreats, right? You just actually experienced one a couple months back. And
Yes.
it was just a phenomenal. And again, thank you so much for being a part of it.
Oh,
So in June,
mm-hmm,
there we're going to be doing a tea in the forest with herbal tea, making an herbal tea blend. And yeah, so that's going to be on June the 6th. June the 6th, the tea in the forest
and where is
escape.
that going to be?
That is it's gonna be at the Unplugged Forest, which is on the Mason-Dixon line between Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. So it's a little bit outside on the eastern shore of Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
in a spot that's considered Bridgeville, Delaware. But
Okay.
it's only like 10 minutes. I'm only 10 minutes away from the um the unplugged forest. So yes. So the unplugged forest is where we're having our tea escape there. Photo shoots. You gonna dress in our camouflage and tea hats, fascinators. But it's just gonna be a sound bath and people getting together where we're talking about a herbal blend and then also listening at the sound in the forest. So it's more like being out in the nature,
Mm-hmm.
for that. And that starts from 11 o'clock to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, talking about energies, red and stuff like that. So in November, there is a retreat. It's called the Sedona Vortex Escape, November the 12th through the 15th. We're taking a trip to a retreat to Sedona, Arizona, where we have some things planned for talking about alignment. We're talking about getting into nature again and getting into the vortexes to get that energy again. You're in the red rocks. So look, the red rocks, it's a whole lot of flowing overflow that's there. So that's what we have. And then following in the spring of 2027, we're going to be in the Outer Banks. I haven't gave the theme to that yet, but we're excited about that. So yeah, follow me, Michelle Bolden Hammond on Facebook, and my Instagram is Upfront Mind Body. Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for all this great information. I'm really fascinated by red light. I definitely have to get that done again. I really like the fact that it works with the emotional as well as the physical and the spiritual, in and of
Yes.
itself. So that was fantastic. So I hope my listener has enjoyed this episode. There was a lot of great information. And feel free to follow Michelle. She's fantastic, great friend of mine, good colleague, and learn all that you can. And hopefully you can join us. I will be at Outer Banks for sure next
Definitely.
next March, and still trying to figure out if I can make this Arizona thing work. But in any case, thank you again, Dr. Hammond. You've been a great guest, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate you having me. And of course, you're welcome at my podcast anytime. You
Well,
know
thank
that.
you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
Try to